Hi and welcome back. We're going to work indoors today. It is still windy outside, but we did finish getting all the chips in the backyard and all the chunks to the front. It took a while to be able to get that done, and I am healing up nicely. I still have some scars from those bites that are going to take a while to disappear. So what I'm going to do today is, remember whenever I hit that bookstore and I bought all those cookbooks? We are going to work with the Ward's Windsor Pressure cookbook. The one without a copyright. The reason why we're doing this, I like to do research on the books that I get. Okay, what year they came out of, what era they came out of. I cannot find this book anywhere on the internet, which is either a really good thing because I have the only copy, or it's just nobody's ever posted it. So I am going to go ahead and go through some of these recipes. The first one, and I think it's been modified since, I'm guessing, this book came out, is tamale pie. Now, out of all the cookbooks that I found for the Windsor pressure cooker, the earliest one I found had a blue covering on it, and it was from 1949, which is right after World War II. What does it mean that if it has no color? I'm guessing either World War II era or in between World War I and World War II. This came out right whenever the pressure cookers started coming out. I'm guessing around World War I. But I can't confirm it because I can't find it on the internet. I can't find any information. Fun fact about the Wards right here. This is from the Montgomery Ward Company. They actually closed down, I think, in the early 90s. Originally, they were a catalog company in the 1800s, and they sold everything. And I mean everything. Everything from if you needed a screw, all the way up to a whole house kit that you would assemble yourself. And there are houses out there that still are standing from the Montgomery Ward's era. You can look it up. These houses are like 150 years old, almost 200 years old, and they are in fabulous condition. A lot of them did go by the wayside, and it's a huge loss because that is part of our American history. So it does not surprise me that whenever they started selling pressure cookers that they would have recipe books for each individual manufacturer of the pressure cooker. Now, the pressure cooker they're advertising here is called the Windsor Pressure cooker. It is, I'm guessing at this time, was a brand new product or close to a brand new product. Now, we are going to be cooking this in an Instapot. It's still a pressure cooker, but we have some things that we need to get done tonight. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here is the recipes. I am going to go ahead and add the chili in there, only because we've done chili, and this is like a basic recipe for both. I feel that this is going to need like cumin and garlic and onion powder and stuff, but we're going to do this as recipe. Okay, additional stuff you can add on your own. You can take a snapshot, and let's go ahead and put this together. All right, so first we're going to take 3/4 of a cup of cornmeal and add hot water. The recipe says boiling. I don't have the patience to boil water right now. So 3/4 cup and 2 1/4 cup of hot water. Now we're going to go ahead and stir this up a little bit. Get it all nice and moist. And we're going to let that sit while we get the other ingredients put together. And I just realized we can do that in the Instapot if we wanted. In a pan, we are going to go ahead and take some animal fat. I have some deer fat that I rendered off of some bones. We're going to go ahead and use that. And we're going to go ahead and chop up an onion. It says 3/4 of a small onion. I'm going to use the whole thing. Chop it up and dump it in. Now this is calling for chopped round steak. I'm using hamburger because nobody chops up round steak anymore. And this is about a pound. Seems like there's a lot of fat in here. I may drain this. Maybe not. Does it? If the recipe doesn't say to drain it, I'm not draining it. But there is also the possibility that we're going to have tamale soup, or what is the equivalent of a pre-World War II tamale soup. Okay, so we are. It says a small piece of a cayenne pepper or regular pepper. I'm guessing it's going to be a spicy pepper. And we're going to use paprika, because I don't have it in cayenne. I have this in chipotle. And paprika is just enough for me. We're going to add 1/4 teaspoon. 1 tablespoon salt. Okay, we're going to put in the tomatoes, about 3/4 cup. I only have cherry tomatoes, but if you've got canned tomatoes, you can do this. I feel that because of the lack of seasoning in this, that cherry tomatoes would be appropriate. Make it a little bit fancier. Maybe it'll taste better. If not, I kind of sort of recommend tomato paste with diced tomatoes. Lots of garlic, cumin, maybe a little bit of nutmeg, definitely oregano. This recipe calls for none of it. So we will see how this works out. Now I did fudge this a little bit. I did turn this on to let it all nice and cook and soak up. Almost looks like grits. Kind of like a really fine grit. And we are going to go ahead and dump all of this, grease and all, because it doesn't say anything else, into here. Now, do not stir this. We are just going to leave it as is, right in the middle. We are going to pressure cook this at 15 pounds of pressure for 20 minutes. I do believe that's the right setting on most of these Instapots. I did open this up and siphon about a half a cup of grease out of here. I couldn't take it. But it is done. It still looks mushy. Usually a tamale pie will be nice and crispy on the outside. I don't like this method. So this is the only time I'm going to be making this recipe. I will be making my own tamale pie with spices, and make sure that everything is nice and crisp in a cast iron skillet where it's supposed to be. I've gone ahead and got a little bit of bowl out to see how it tastes. I am thinking this is going to be bland. I'm thinking this is going to be bland as anything. So let's go ahead and try it. Got a little corn, some onion, hamburger, and a tomato. It's warm. It needs spices. Garlic would go good. Cumin. For the love of God, cumin. A lot more spice. I mean, I'm white, but I'm not this white. Lots more salt. I am guessing that this recipe came out around the Depression era, where people couldn't either afford or obtain the spices that they would need to be able to spice this up a little bit. And that is most likely, because with the recipes that I'm looking at in this book, I'm guessing this is a Depression era cookbook, since there's no date on it. And I can't find anything on the internet to be able to figure out how old this is. So if you can know how old this is or what the copyright is on this, please let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to add some spices, recook this, and serve this for dinner. I'm about halfway through my Joann's walkthrough that I'm going to release while I am on vacation next month. Okay, so the first week of April, I will not be here. I will pre-record and release because I am going to be concentrating on other things. And also, I've gone ahead and started seeds for the garden, as well as getting everything cleaned up and set up for growing season. My plums already have blooms, and my peach tree is going ape. It is blooms everywhere. My figs are doing great. They are re-leafing. And I haven't checked the grapes yet, but my honeysuckle is trying to take over. Thank you for joining. Hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you next time.